There's a mysterious phenomenon that occurs every January when the gyms fill up with brand new runners and the roads become crowded with hokas. If you have just joined the running community as part of your New Year's resolution, you probably have received all sorts of advice from various people and videos on YouTube. I find a lot of that advice plays it very safe and can sometimes even be dangerous. So, here are my hottest takes on advice for new runners. Number 1, you do not need to stretch. The red circle means you don't need to, and stretch means stretch. You don't need to stretch. I don't stretch. I run currently 75 miles a week. I don't stretch. It has not caused any issues. There are pieces of advice that'll say that static stretching is bad to do before your run and really something that you should only do after your run if blah, 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 blah. And then there's people that'll say you should do dynamic warm-ups like those leg kicks. Yeah, I don't do any of that and nothing has happened. And in fact, I used to do a lot of static stretching and I was picking up a lot of injuries at the time. So I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but I know what works for me. And I probably wasted a ton of time trying to stretch when I was a new runner. Number 2 is you're probably not running hard enough. There are a lot of people talking about zone 2 this, slow down that. This is a conspiracy. Big Slow is trying to make you slower so its athletes will go faster by comparison. You don't need to run in zone 2 when you've never run before. You don't have a zone 2 when you haven't run before. Probably walking is zone 2 for you when you first started. So if you want to make a health transition and if you want to live a healthier lifestyle, maybe start with walking. But if you're interested in running, just start running. You don't need to wait for some magical zone 2 to appear for you. That's really primarily used for elite marathon runners who are trying to get additional cardiovascular benefit into their training without overtraining and injuring their muscles or overdoing it in some way. You don't need to train at zone 2 when you're new. You can't train at zone 2 when you're new, and that's okay. Trying to agonize over these times that you're supposed to be hitting for some obscure reason, or this heart rate zone that's probably not even being accurately measured because watches don't accurately measure heart rate, and then trying to buy into some like heart rate monitor infrastructure so that you could get an accurate heart rate, when in reality your heart is just not going to do zone 2 no matter what you do, unless maybe you're walking for 5 minutes and running for 1. So just ignore that for now. It doesn't matter. It literally does not matter. All that you need to do is run, and if you feel like you might die, maybe start walking for a little bit and then run until maybe you feel like you're dying again, because that's how I started running. That's how a lot of people throughout history have started running, and eventually it doesn't feel like dying anymore. And eventually you do develop a zone 2. But right now, don't worry about it. Number 3, you do not need water for a 5K. 5 kilometers is 3.12 miles. That takes anywhere between 25 and 40 minutes for a beginner. You can live for that amount of time without water. If you are wearing a vest to a 5K, a water vest, you are overdressed. It might even end up sloshing around in your stomach and making you uncomfortable. Don't sweat it. You don't need water for a 5K. Number 4, your form, it's fine. You might be heel stomping the ground 7 feet in front of where your stride needs to be. You might be running on the tip of your tiptoes and also extremely far forward. You might be butt scooching across the finish line. I don't actually care. Don't worry about your form for a long time. Just like put it out of your mind. It literally doesn't matter. Eventually, when you get more fit, your stride will start to change anyways, and your form will start to change anyways, and that's a problem for another day for almost everybody, right? Even like people that have been doing this for several years, they don't need to change their form. It's only for really high level athletes that do want to strive for some sort of elite goal that you might consider changing your form. But look at some of the elite athletes too. If you have a moment, go watch Helen Obiri run. It's goofy looking, but she's phenomenal. So don't worry about your form. It literally doesn't matter. Number 5, Strava is dumb. Have you ever wanted to do social comparison on social media, making yourself sad for hours at a time? And then did you also want to pay money for it? That's Strava in a nutshell. Anything in their features that you could get by paying for their platform, you would get with any watch software that you would buy to track your runs. There's literally no value in purchasing a Strava subscription, so make sure to follow me on Strava. Number 6, you will quit next month. Look, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Statistically, you're not gonna do this long term, and that's okay. Not everybody has to be a runner. Thank you, goodbye, have a good one.
Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
But seriously, you probably are going to quit if you take this big giant bite out of running and turn it into your whole identity. If you go all in and your eyes are bigger than your stomach, you're not gonna be able to stay with it. You're gonna burn out. The way that I did it when I first started running was I made a goal to continue running. I set a process goal. I'm huge on process goals for my training for marathons, but in life in general. My first process goal related to running is what enabled me to continue doing it, and the goal was to continue doing it, to not fall off, right? And a way that I like to do this for any hobby that I pick up is the 3-week, 3-month, and 3-year rule. If you could go 3 weeks inside of a hobby, then you can make your next goal being going 3 months. If you could go 3 months, then you can make your next goal to be going 3 years inside of that hobby, right? And those are massive milestones in human psychology. I don't remember why, but this is something that I was told once. It's probably not even true, but I have it in my head that the 3-week, 3-month, and 3-year rule will dictate how long you stay inside of a hobby. So it's concrete at 3 weeks that you've done it that long. You'll probably continue doing it for the next 3 months. If you can make it to the next 3 months, there's a high likelihood you can make it to 3 years. Right? This is total bro science. I don't really know if that's accurate or not, but I would set my first process goal to 3 weeks. And now we're probably about 3 weeks into January as of recording this. So maybe your next process goal is 3 months. But don't sit here and be like, I'm gonna run my marathon in X time and I'm gonna win all of these races and I'm gonna get my 5K PR down to 15 minutes. No, you're not. You're gonna burn out. But if you set the goal of, I will continue running, and maybe even set a schedule for yourself, you have a good chance that you will continue running. Number 7, shin splints are your fault. The shin splints are the pain that you feel in your shins from running too much. And what they mean is that you ran too much. If you want to run through it and suffer through it, that's fine, you could do it. It's just gonna hurt and then they'll be fine. They hurt a lot, they hurt a bit, and they hurt a little. It depends on how bad you got it. But you almost guaranteed you just ran more than you were ready to run, either more frequency, so more runs per week than your body was ready to run, or you ran too far, or you ran too fast and too hard, and you hit the ground too hard, sending shockwaves up your legs. But it's an overtraining injury, so just cool it for a little bit. Thing that gets tossed around a lot, you'll hear this, you probably already have heard this, is the 10% rule, to not increase your mileage by more than 10% each week. And this breaks down in a ton of different situations, but it's a good rule for beginners that you don't want to go, more than 10% than your last week's mileage at a time. It is a very conservative way to ramp up mileage. You could probably go a little quicker than the 10% rule, but if you get shin splints, then slow down. Number 8, running will not help you lose weight. I hope by now that this one isn't actually so controversial to you if you're starting out your running journey. The truth is that you really can't outrun a bad diet. You need to adjust your eating habits if you want to lose weight. It's not something that you could do by working out harder. That's only going to make you hungry. You're going to eat a bunch more food, and then you might, get down on yourself because you ate all this food that I guess probably would be part of your resolution of the new year to get in shape and lose weight. Running isn't about losing weight. It's about feeling good and moving your body and living a healthier lifestyle. Running can help you make smarter eating decisions once you get into a rhythm with it, and it certainly has helped me lose weight, but it wasn't the running as much as it was the diet, ultimately. Number 9, you don't need 17 shoes. Look, I review running shoes on this channel and I have a disgusting amount of shoes, but that's hopeless addiction. And I understand you're probably trying to avoid that. So maybe just right now, just buy just one pair, one shoe, only one. You don't need even 2. Like right now, you don't. There's no reason to have 2 shoes. Go to a running store, try on shoes, pick one you like and run in it. And then when that dies, get another. And then maybe eventually you could develop your own running shoe addiction. But for now, let's keep the addiction to the mileage. Since the rise of the influencer, people have started getting coaches for running. That's why number 10 is that you do not need a coach. If somebody is telling you that you need a coach, it's because they are trying to sell you their coaching services. You don't need one. Once you're really super fast, you maybe want one eventually. If you're chasing an Olympic dream, maybe that's a good idea. You are a new runner. A new runner needs to run for a while. I know that this might be harsh for some people if you have seen that as an avenue towards bringing you success. I understand, but it can be a little predatory sometimes. And I'm not saying that everybody that offers coaching has that angle or that they're trying to pull one over on you. But I would be cautious taking coaching advice from somebody on the internet. They're probably just printing out GPT-built training plans. And it's really not that hard at the beginner stage. You just go run. That's it. So if you want a coach, I'm available for coaching services. No, I'm not. I don't do that. My coaching to you is just go run. That's it. That's all that you need to hear right now. Just go run. Number 11, the final one. You're gonna get injured, and it's fine. I was paralytically injured for the first 3 months of my running journey. I had plantar fasciitis, or fasciopathy as it's better known, in both feet, and massive blisters all across my forefoot and my toes and everywhere. I was in shambles. It was terrible. It was painful every single day. I was very, very injured. I did try my best to tend to those injuries, but I continued running through them. I'm not advocating you run through an injury. I'm saying that you will get injured because it's a new activity. It hurts, right? And you're gonna feel some pain. People don't do running to feel good all the time. It feels good eventually. It really does. You can get to that runner's high point where when you get back from a really hard effort, you feel fantastic. That is a real thing, right? There's your incentive. That's the carrot in the situation. The stick is that you're going to get injured. Nobody that starts running doesn't pick up anything. You're gonna at least get some Achilles pain or top of foot pain from tying your shoes too tight, or plantar fasciitis or whatever. You're gonna pull a hamstring. You're gonna fall down. I fell down twice in the last 2 weeks. And I run regularly. In fact, it was because I was running too fast on ice that I fell down. You're gonna fall down. Everybody falls down. You're gonna get injured. It's just part of it. It's part of any activity. At least you're not playing football. So those are my 11 controversial pieces of advice to beginners. If you liked this video, I'm grateful for that. And I would be ever so grateful if you, for the foreseeable future, stay in motion.